What's up, everybody? JT Skinner, SSP Adventures. We're back on Big Martha today, and you can see some light shining in on me. You know why that is? That's because there's a fantastic fan in place on my roof. Sealed up, watertight. Rained like insane amounts yesterday, and I don't have a drop of water in here. So thank you, 3M 5200 marine adhesive and sealant. This stuff is permanent, insane, and we love it. So today I just want to make a quick video. I'm actually still working on window deletes. Yeah, window deletes. Pardon me, I'm not 100% on pace. Had a really big breakfast, feeling pretty good. A little laid back, kind of mellow, just listening to some music, working on the bus. It's Memorial Day weekend, guys. I've made videos before on Memorial Day weekend, maybe not so much on YouTube, but I just wanted to say thank you to all our military personnel. Thank you for all our first responders. Thank you to all you guys who have paid the ultimate sacrifice. Remember that, guys. Remember that's why we live free, and right now we're battling a lot. So just remember what the holiday's all about. It's not just a day off. It's not just a barbecue day. You know, we get together with family to celebrate the ones we still have left. Anyway, back to what we're doing. So check it out. We're gonna flip this. There we go. All right. So here we have an empty window hole. Here we have a previously deleted window hole. So what you can see here is what you start with. Well, it's not really what you start with. This is already cleaned up. So what is already cleaned up here, you can actually see the windowsill. Now ours is a Bluebird build, so it has a lip right here, but you can see how it drops down. What we actually did here, because there's a little tiny gap. Now the back one was a little bit harder to fill, but this one's gonna be fairly simple and straightforward. So in order to get the best possible seal, what we're doing is we're actually grinding out the heads of these buck rivets. Well, excuse me, the tail of the buck rivet, not the head. We're grinding out the tail of the buck rivet, and we're gonna take this little lip off of the sheet metal here. That lip, actually, once that's gone, it allows your sheet metal filler, which is this guy, to sit completely flat up against that channel hat. Now this is hat channel, yes I know, but this is actually the hat that sits on top of the channel on the outside of the bus. That's what attaches everything. So once these tails are ground out, we pop the buck rivets out, and we do that on both sides. Now we're not doing these, don't think that these come out, because they do not, so just don't even mess with them. So rivets all coming out, they leave good open holes, and they don't ripple too bad because the sheet metal is fairly thick right here. We grind down this lip, make sure everything sits flush, and then what we do is, to fill this in right here, instead of running the panel completely flat to just butt joint to the edge right here, we're actually taking the sheet metal, we cut it roughly 3/4 of an inch too long, and we actually are taking them and throwing them in a break, and we're bending a 90-degree flange in them. So the beauty part about the flange is it gives you an option to do something that didn't come from the factory, which is rivet through the sill. Now again, if you guys didn't hear me, this is sealed with 3M 5200 marine grade sealant and adhesive. It is insanely permanent. Once you apply it, whatever you applied it to is gonna stay stuck forever. It's waterproof, it's always pliable, it's also paintable. It's also very expensive, but if you wanna build a bus and you wanna build it once, this is the stuff to do. Now, if I had a bead roller, I would have put a couple really, really cool lines in here, which looks cool from the outside, but it also adds a lot to structural rigidity of this. Now, luckily, these panels aren't structural. They are just filler panels. You know, the windows aren't structural either. So once they're out, fill with a piece of sheet metal, riveted through the buck rivet holes, which you can see. They're all the tails of the rivets that I used. They're 3/16 rivets. And then we put 3 right through here. Now we doubled up a bunch of the sealer in the corners to make sure those gaps didn't leak. We actually sealed it from the outside too, and like I said, we had insane amount of rain past couple days, and it has been bone dry, not a drop, not anything. So that is A finished window delete on Big Martha. That was definitely the hardest one to do. And now we're gonna move on to this one, and we're gonna start cutting some sheet metal. You can see I buy it by the sheet. I don't buy by the piece. Now, if you have a metal house around you and you don't have a way to cut a big sheet of metal like this, or you don't do metal fab at all, then by all means, contact a fabrication company, and what they will do for you is they will actually use their jump shear and their brake, and they'll make the panels for you. So you don't really have to worry about it. You know, you can just go in, pay them. It'll probably be cheaper than buying sheet metal at like Lowe's or Tractor Supply, Home Depot, what have you. And yeah, so that's what we're doing. We're gonna work on that, and you saw the finished product, and you saw what you start with, and then yeah, got a fan. We're doing all kinds of other stuff. We're trying to get the roof and stuff done, but it's been so wet that I don't even want to pop the other hatch out yet, because that'll just create another massive leak. So keep rocking and rolling. If you guys are building a bus, keep building. Always come up with new ideas and be creative in what you do. All right, guys, later.